Uh, All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome again to another episode of the Artist Spotlight. So today we have special guest all the way from Iowa, all the way from Seattle to Iowa. So it's kind of all the way. But Justin Vasey, might say right.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, Justin. Well, thank you again for spending time and chat with us. So today we going to get to know Justin a little bit more. Justin is an abstract artist. Uh, we connected from Instagram, right?
Yeah,
And then now Justin is with Spice Art Club, and we just want to get to know Justin a little bit more, chat with him, where he's from, the art background, or and then what he's up to. So let's get started, I guess, right? Okay,
sure.
Justin, tell us a little bit about you. Where are you from? And let's start there.
Sure. So I'm
Yeah.
in Marion, Iowa, like a suburb of Cedar Rapids. I was born here, and then as a kid, we kind of moved around the Midwest, and then
Mhm.
came back, and I've kind of been here since.
Okay. Okay. And then when did you start doing your artwork?
I mean, it's what everybody says. I've been doing it for probably ever. Um,
Yeah.
Taking it more seriously, I guess, in the past 5 to 10 years, especially the
Yeah.
past couple years.
Hmm. And then you've been doing a lot of I guess you're known for the smaller pieces. Yeah, tell us about how did you get started? Why is it smaller pieces, and what do you like about that?
Um, it it started just with space, really.
Mhm.
I used
Yeah.
to, not have much studio space, and a lot of my works were on paper. I do little woodblock paintings for Artomat. I'm not sure if you've heard of them.
Yeah, I heard that. So Artemat is the. Why don't you tell us what that is?
Sure. So they refurbish old cigarette machines. People remember
Yeah.
those,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
sell blocks of art out of them now. And
Hmm.
I got hooked up with them. I do something very different. I do, for my abstract, I do like very friendly looking monsters and things like that for them.
Hmm.
And they're very small. I mean, they're like 2 by 3 inch pieces.
Yeah.
And I did that for quite a while, and I still do it. Um, and then I got back into my abstract painting, and
Yeah.
um, I I was looking for something different to paint on, and
Yeah.
I saw a couple people were painting on Pantones, but very figurative landscapes, no abstract. And I love color, and I just wanted to see what I could do with it. I didn't know if I would like it, if I wouldn't
Yeah.
like it. I got into that, and then I got into my works on paper, which, with the torn edges and everything.
Yeah.
And I haven't done that in a bit. It doesn't mean I won't go back to it at some point. But right
Yeah. Yeah.
now, I've been doing a lot on panel.
Mm.
I've I've been wanting to go bigger, but there's calculations to get involved. You don't just go bigger. You got to kind of rethink how you do things. And
Hmm.
the funny part is I'm doing these small paintings that I'm known
Yeah.
for, and I use very large tools for them.
Ah. Uh-huh. Like a scraper, or even
Yeah,
bigger
so
brush, or
I have a variation, of
there you go.
trowels,
Uh-huh.
um, like these kinds of
Yeah.
tools.
Squeegee. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, lots of larger than my painting tools. So
Yeah. 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 But you put it on a smaller scale pieces, which is kind of interesting.
yes, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um, yeah, so I have one of your Pantone. Let's see this. Yeah, one of these Pantone like that, right? You have
Yep.
you've been doing this a lot, and then yeah, I saw that you kind of doing square now. The square. How big is that? 4x4? No, bigger than
Four
that, I
by
think.
four. Yeah.
Oh, they're 4x4. Okay, yeah, snackable art. I think that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a size that I really like, and it's kind of
uh,
helping me think about how I want to venture bigger. Um,
hmm
I
you
went
kind of
to I went to a local gallery and saw this artist was having a show out from Portland. It
hmm
was like it was Therese Merzda.
okay.
Probably pronounced
I'll
that
check
wrong.
it out.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
Therese. um,
Okay.
but beautiful pieces on large canvases, and it kind of helped me
Uh,
kind of think about how I would tackle larger
uh-huh.
canvases. And then watching you paint, it
hmm
kind of opens new ideas. I
Good.
enjoy watching artists work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. 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 Next time we need to watch you work. to see that too.
yeah, I go very
Yeah.
quickly.
It's so small. I mean, it's not that small. Yeah. Well, where did you get these Pantone cards though? Are
So
they
I found out they're postcards you can buy.
okay?
They're licensed by Pantone. They sell 100 of them at a
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
So I just bought a box of 100 of them. They're all different. It's 100 different colors, Pantone.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah.
I can
Okay.
I got quite a lot I
Yeah.
can do.
Yeah. So going back to when you started, so you have these smaller pieces with to the automat, right?
Yeah.
the yeah. How do you turn from, you said monster? I need to see more of that. I
Mhm.
haven't seen it, like monster paintings or drawings into abstract, or how did you switch, or what make you switch? Or you're still doing that too, though. So it's not really
Yes.
switch. It's
So I've always done abstract.
uh
Um, and I guess I have a lot of respect for artists that can make creatures and things like that, off the top of
mhm,
their head. So
yeah.
yeah, it's two very different styles, but I don't have a hard time switching as more, I focus more on color.
Okay.
Um, you know, while while with the monsters, I use like paint pens to get, the finer lines
Yeah.
and things. And then, I use the trowels and things for my abstracts. So they're
Yeah.
they're different in that aspect.
Yeah. And then the monster came just from your imagination, basically.
Yeah.
Do whatever kind of things. Okay. That's cool. And maybe at some point well, I'm not gonna, I was gonna say you mix them the two, but abstract as yeah. Okay. Well, so, and then, what else you're doing right now? You said you're doing, the square. You still
Mhm.
doing Pantone or no?
Yeah, with
Yeah.
the Pantones,
Mhm.
but I usually start out, I go through the cards with my son. I let him pick the color of the
Okay.
Pantone that we're gonna do.
Mhm. That's cool.
And then, I try to work with the color of the Pantone and
Mhm.
what colors are kind of calling to me at the time. And
Mhm.
sometimes they work, sometimes the shape works better.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love them, so I'm glad other people like them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Cool.
but the one thing that you can't see as much in the photos is the texture. I can get them pretty thick. Some are less than
Mhm.
others, and some are definitely much heavier. And I gotta, the paper will almost start to bend.
Yeah, because you put this one that's not as thick, but it's pretty thick. Like you scrape it in there. Yeah, that's cool. So you kind of create that 3D feel to it. Um, Plus,
Yeah.
what I like about yeah, what I like about this is that it's a combination between organic kind of shapes and colors, and then you have this clean typography behind it. Um, so I think I like that play. And then you did multiple different ways of doing this. So yeah, that's cool. And then what was the inspiration behind your work?
A lot of it revolves around trying to bring, I mean, I guess I like to make things peaceful or calm. And if I can
Mhm.
do that through a painting, that's
Yeah.
great. And as far as doing the actual paintings, especially with the Pantones, I like to make them, between the splatters and the different thin and thick layers, I feel very much like they're landscapes almost. And I want
Mm,
I want it to be where you're looking in it and it feels larger than it is, like you're stepping into another place almost.
mhm, mhm. Okay, that's cool. I mean, you also use a lot of brighter color in here on the paint on people. Well, not just paint on most of your work, right? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I like the your work as well. The one that you tear the paper.
Yes. Yeah.
What was that about? How did that come about? Like, oh, I have
So
paper. Did you tear it first, or did you paint and then tear it?
no, so it all
Yeah.
started some just other artists, sometimes, invite you to these online things. And
Uh-huh.
I was told there's this dot day, just this day where everybody just draws or paints a dot,
A dot.
and
Okay.
and then shows that anybody can be an artist. And I really liked
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
And I was kind of just thinking about what I wanted to do. I didn't
Mhm.
need to go over the top, and I had some paper, and I kind of gotten stuff on the top, so I kind of ripped it. And it came off as almost a perfect square almost for me,
Mhm. Mhm.
and I really enjoyed it. And then I thought, what if I start tearing the papers and that becomes kind of its own identity? So what I would do is I rip the paper, I don't have a shape in mind. I
Mhm.
rip the paper, I rip all four sides so that it has like the fringe.
Yeah.
And whatever shape came out was what I had to work with. And
Okay.
with those, I went very heavy on layers, like
Mm.
layer upon layer, and of course scraping away so then you can see multiple layers.
Yeah.
And then I would add a spot of thickness so that you'd almost think like there's mountain or rock or something. But of course they're pink and green and all
Sure.
sorts of
Yeah.
colors.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, seems like landscape is one of your um, kind of inspiration into your work. Although the color is not like literally that, but the feel of it is it's from there, right? Um,
Yeah, and that's my takeaway from it. I've had many other people tell me what they see, and I think that's
yeah,
great. So I
yeah,
like I like that everybody can take their own, they can make it their own.
right, right. That's the fun part about, I guess, any art, especially abstract. It can go anywhere.
Yeah,
I see a lot of cream and sugar,
that's right.
heavy cream. So that's just from my perspective. So it's kind of cool. Um, yeah. So and then what's next for you? Are you gonna keep doing the 4x4? Are you thinking? I know you mentioned about making something bigger or
Yeah. So my plan is I'm going to do 10 of these 4x4s in a roughly similar style, like I just started, where I'm kind of um, trying to give depth without paint, I guess, with
Mhm.
um, digging into the wood and leaving parts of the wood blank. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's been noticed yet. Like I've been leaving like a corner blank.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm using some color, almost like a fluid paint. I'm looking at one of them as I'm talking.
Oh,
um,
okay. Okay.
so I almost used that as like a stain,
Mm-hmm.
and then I wanted it to feel very organic. So I don't plan out the indentations I make. When I put the thick layer up top, I don't measure each side. I tape it off real
Yeah.
quick. I do the paint. I pull it off. The sides, I stopped painting. I used to be a stickler for painting the sides of paintings, and now I just would rather have the drips
Yeah.
and the paint
Yeah.
run off and
Yeah.
have it just have a very organic look. And I think that's why I've really been into the panel lately.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I've been
That's
just
cool.
experimenting a lot more lately, and
That's good.
just kind of trying to figure out where
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
next move is.
Uh-huh.
Similar to the Pantones, I haven't posted yet, but I'll show you
Okay.
something I've done. This is a very heavy textured. It's 8x8 on panel.
Okay. Wow.
Uh,
Can you go into the side so I can see how thick they are? Yeah. A lot of
yeah,
paint.
yeah,
Okay.
man.
8 by
And the
8.
price of
Cool.
paint lately, yikes. But
Okay. Well, cool. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so I have a couple of those, and then you know, just a little wet, but today's post, which is a very darker than I planned,
Uh-huh.
but if you get real close, you can see the colors. It comes off as black, but it's green, and then there's some black splatter and all
Mm-hmm.
sorts.
Cool.
And the sides are what they kind of
Yeah.
come out as.
There's
Uh,
pretty thick block. That's like 2 inches, something like that.
inch and a half.
Inch and a half. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Um,
that's acrylic, right?
yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I bounce back and forth between. I use golden mostly right now.
Okay.
But I use like they have their fluid acrylics, and
Right.
then I have the high.
Oh, you
I
pressed.
have
Okay.
just the thicker.
The yeah, heavy body kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, seems like um the heavy body would be better for making all these thick uh
The texture, yeah.
textures and stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I get asked a lot if I add the paint to stuff to thicken it up, and I don't. It's just all paint.
Mm-hmm.
um I probably
Cool.
should. I probably should
Like
add
put more
to it.
body in it, like yeah, to add more
Yeah.
textures. Yeah, that's cool. Um, well, nice. Okay. Let's see. Do you have any advice?
Advice. Oh, sure. Always.
Yeah, always. Yeah, anything
Um
really.
always keep trying, and
Yeah.
if it makes you happy, just do it. Don't worry about what people think when you post it.
Yeah.
I always, I guess, like when I have a favorite and I assume that, oh man, people are gonna love this. That's not necessarily the one that everybody loves. It's the one where
That is
I
so true.
I don't know about this one. I'll share it, and then that's the
Yeah.
one that people really like. So
Yeah. It is
it's
so
just
true.
share your experimentation.
Yeah.
You never know. It might lead to something new.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good point. Good point. Yeah, it's posting on the social media is a little bit funny thing, or posting anywhere really. I think your advice spot on. It's like, how can we how do I say it, like, care about our work but at the same time don't care. Meaning, like, you post it out there and it's not your job to kind of you know, making people like or don't like. It's their own mind. I
Yeah.
think like we did our job making it and sharing it, and it's about it. So
I like to think of it as I share my stuff, but
yeah.
then as soon as I do that, I go and I look at other people's stuff that I like and I like, you know, you hit the
Uh-huh.
like button, and then that kind of takes your thought away about what you just posted for a moment, spending time thinking about what you
Oh,
just
that's
done,
a
you know?
that's a good trick. He's trying to uh uh what is that? Distract yourself basically and post and then go away. It's like, where's the squirrel?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Yeah. So how many posts do you usually do in a week? Do you post
In a
every day?
week,
Yeah.
you know, I had to take like 6 months off for health reasons.
Hmm.
But I generally, you know, if I'm working on something that I have to let dry and come back to, I usually, you know, like with the Pantones, I can kind of do in one sitting.
Yeah.
So I usually try to post once a day.
Yeah.
You know, not everybody has to. It's just what works for me. And you know, the
Yeah.
Pantones, people have asked me, are they warm up pieces or anything? And I don't know if I
Interesting.
would say that. I put a
Yeah.
lot of thought. You know, I
Right.
guess I try to zone out at the same time I put a lot into them.
Mhm.
But you know, they're smaller, so I can post them while I'm working on larger things in the background. And you know, larger for
Mhm.
me isn't much larger, but if it's something where I'm having layers dry, things like that, I can post the Pantone. Or
Yeah.
you know, I recently spoke to you about like business card ideas, and
Yeah.
I got some made, you
Oh,
know,
cool.
and what I did was, you know, so I got the business card, I got it larger. It's like 4.5 by five
It's
and a
funny,
half.
your business card is large.
And yeah, so I make small paintings, but my business card's large. But then on
It's
the
gonna be
back, I can write
cool.
my thank you, or you know,
Yeah.
whatever. But I do a little painting on the back.
Nice. Wait, that's like original painting or is that printed painting?
No, that's an original.
Oh, okay.
I got 50. What I did was I got 50 made, and I
Uh-huh.
did 50 different paintings on them.
Wow.
And I just left some
Cool.
space, you know, to write thank you, you know, and I can send it along with the painting.
Hmm.
You know, I like to paint, you know, that's my getaway. I do it every day. So
That's
even if
good.
it's just a small piece on a business card
Hmm.
or Pantone, you know, it gives me a chance
Hmm.
to do something. So
Yeah. That's good. I like that. I mean, you know, you've been with the Spice and I see you, I follow you, and I can see like after you come back, you did a lot of experiment and different work. So that's I don't know, that's inspiring to me. It's, you know, we all like um in a cycle of, you know, reinventing or expanding, doesn't matter, but it's always making new things and trying new things. So, you know, following you and seeing your work, uh, you know, growing and trying different things, those are encouraging.
good, good. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. That's one of my biggest things is I just want, you know, I tell everybody my DMs are always open. I always check them. Um,
Yeah, that's
Always
cool.
feel free to message me. You know, I don't keep any of my ways I paint secret or anything.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I just try to keep it open. And yeah, some
Yeah.
things, you know, get noticed more
Hmm.
than others, but I just,
Of course.
especially after coming back, I was like, you know, I just want to try out some different ideas and
Hmm.
what
Yeah.
feels good for me. So I just ordered some different materials. I'm trying all sorts of different
Yeah.
things. Some work out, some don't. Some
Right.
look good but
Always.
don't feel quite right. So, you know,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
having fun.
Yeah. Well, the fact that you try to do it every day, even for a small amount of time, I think that's a big win in my mind because it's it's really not about like, you know, the posting or the end results. In some ways, it's more like going to the gym. You, not that I go.
Yeah, yeah.
I always fail going to the gym, but going to this kind of gym, I like, you know, just playing 5 minutes, 15 minutes, or if I'm not really into it, you know, like you doing, you know, just the small things for the day, and you know, do a little sketch here and there. That will add up to the whole thing at the end. So and I don't know what the end is. I'm saying just, you know,
Yeah,
it will add up to your to your mileage. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So that's a good practice. I'm glad to hear that. Um, so let's see. Is there anything else you want to share with us? Let's see if I miss anything. Um, I don't know. I think that's. I don't know if you wanna share how you do one card. That would be fun, but you know, I don't want to put you on the spot, but that's okay
Uh,
if you don't have right now. Yeah.
I just don't have anything to set my phone on.
Yeah.
Otherwise
Okay.
I would, but I'll tell you what I do is I start out with a very thin layer of something.
Mm-hmm.
One of the colors I'm going to do is a background. It's either a
Okay.
light color or a dark color. I start it very thin, and after that, I pick just maybe 3 or 4 colors, start building the texture,
Okay.
and um, then it's a I'm using trowels, so then I'm smoothing or scraping, or the nice thing about trowels, from your hardware store is if you put some paint on it, it's still holding more
Uh-huh.
paint. And I can go back down, I can pull paint off with it and then reapply it differently. Um, or it becomes like, oh man, these paints got very muddy very fast, and
Mm.
I can remove it, and there's still
Yeah.
just little like background from it, which you can build upon still.
Yeah.
Um, and then at the end, I do my splatters and things like that at the end.
Yeah. How do you do the splatter? Are you just splat it from the like brush or any tool that you use or what?
So the splatter is all my hand. So I've always got paint
Oh, okay.
everywhere. I use mostly like the fluid or the high flow, and I
Mm-hmm.
get it on my hand, and I just kind of, however I feel like tossing it on there, or if I'm thinking of a direction, or that's something I think about with color again. What's going to work well. Some of them have very similar colors with the splatter, but
Yeah.
I'm trying different ways to get it on there. I'm just kind of, I feel like lately I've been splattering way more than I used to, and I'm kind
Okay.
of questioning myself if I'm covering up too much with it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Good. Well, it's fun to kind of touch the paint and splatter around, I guess. That's
It is.
yeah.
It's fun. I don't know if it's recommended, but I do it.
Cool. Well, okay. Then I guess, well, anything else you want to share with us before we head out?
Thanks for
Um,
listening
yeah,
to me,
no.
talk. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And just keep painting.
Yeah, awesome. Well, you too. Keep painting. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you again, Justin, for all of these. Getting to know you a little bit. So, if people want to check out your work, we'll go to where?
Mostly
Instagram.
Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
It's you can either search by Justin Vasey, or my name on there is it's JAYVYO.
Cool. All right. We'll post it on the comment too. Cool. All right. People check him out and get that Pantone cards before he stopped working on the Pantone cards. uh, Cool. All right. Well, thank you, Justin.
Thank
Appreciate it.
you.
All right. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.